All right, ladies, in today's video, I'm going to talk about the next part in this video series all about sales, and that is cold calling. In 2023, is it still a thing? You don't want to miss this, okay? Because I'm going to spill all the juice. But before that, my name is Shanny. I'm here to help you unleash your personal brand. And what that means is becoming visible, becoming a magnetic personal brand. And I can give you client attraction strategies that actually work because I've been in the game for 10 plus years. And right now, I'm really challenging myself to get my YouTube channel going. You know, being a queen of personal branding myself, it was the next step for me. And quick backstory about that too. I really want to thank my mentor that I'm working with right now, which is Kim Velez. And she is all about, you know, your self-concept, creating the next level of your identity and your business and your life, everything, right? And I've been binging on her videos and seeing her YouTube growth. And she really inspired and encouraged me because I've been intimidated by these big production channels with super mega fancy equipment. And I've been postponing this for years, just counting on a day later to come where all stars are aligned and all the equipment and my studio is done and all the things, right? So I want to share that with you because when it comes to personal branding, even though that's not the topic of today, but I'm just inspired to share that with you, you don't have to wait for perfection. There are people that are going to come in your journey at each stage of your growth, and people actually enjoy seeing your cringy videos develop into the glam videos. So a couple of weeks or months or even years down the line, when I have my studio and a whole production team, and who knows, right? I might be doing like a whole TV production quality of YouTube channel. Those that were watching me when I get 3 views right now on each video without the fancy stuff will enjoy to say they saw the growth, and that's the same for you. So don't let perfection stop you or get intimidated by other people doing what you want to do, because the people that are pertaining to your space and your place in your journey will be drawn to you with where you are right now. And you just get your personal brand out, you just get started, and then you keep improving and building on top of that, accumulating your success along the way, because that's what I've been doing for the past 10 years, and that's what I'm doing right now with this YouTube channel, which is a new journey for me. Well, kind of a new journey. I mean, I've done videos before and then I stopped and then I started. So right now I'm like, you are gonna get consistent, okay? All right, so back to the topic at hand. I'm talking about cold calling today in 2023, or whenever in the future that you are going to watch this. Is it still a thing? So right off the bat, let me answer that question by saying yes, it is absolutely still a thing, and especially because there's so much automation going on, there's so much artificial intelligence, and there's so much happening online. People really appreciate when you can go back to the basics and give them a personal connection, personal follow-up, and a personal attention. And that is a big part of your personal brand as well. So it is a resounding yes. Now, however, in my personal experience and my personal business, I have experienced that it is no longer as effective as it used to be for individuals. So B2C, business to consumer. So if you serve individual people or consumers and not corporate services, then I would not recommend for you to pick cold calling as your go-to strategy. In that case, for B2C, so business to consumer, meaning your clients are individual consumers or even individual business owners, I would recommend that you do advertising campaigns, and then after you get people to say, yes, I want more information, or they get into your database, or they opt in to be in your email newsletter, or whatever the case may be. They give you consent that they are interested, then they become a lead, and then you can reach out in whichever form that you want, whether it is online in a DM, or if you receive their phone number in like a contact form, then you can contact them. So for individuals and consumers or individual business owners, I would say no, because the consumer psychology for individuals is different, and there's too many options available for personal branding and attraction marketing that are way more consumer friendly for you to be using cold calling for B2C. Okay, and to be honest, right now for individuals, if you call them and they're not expecting it, they will block you with the quickness. If you email or call someone unsolicited, they may even report your business and get your system blocked or your phone number blocked, etc. So for individuals, it's a no. But then I do want to talk about B2B, which is business to business. So let's say you have service packages that can be sold to other corporate clients, not individual entrepreneurs, but I'm talking companies with employees and like, a full team. So really corporate. I have and have had massive success with cold calling with B2B services, right? So I've done sales for B2C, I've done sales for B2B. In my business, I serve both, so I have experience with both. And if you want to double check this, you can always go to my agency website, which is influencebv.com. So it's the word influence and the letter B for Bob, V for Victor, one word.com. influencebv.com. That's my company that has corporate clients. The website is old, it needs to be updated, but you can still see, just to give you some peace of mind, that I know that I've done this, that I know what I'm talking about. And those are like, if you go to my company's case studies and testimonials, like those are big brands here in the Caribbean and locally where I live that I have acquired as clients in the past, and the majority has been cold calling. So have a look, just to give you the peace of mind that I'm not a person that Googled something to come tell you in a video, because I know a lot of people do that. So with that said, when it comes to business, it is a strategy. It's a resounding yes, okay? Before I tell you, and I'm looking over here because I have like notes to not skip anything. Before I tell you how to do it for B2B, let me tell you the pros of cold calling. So we've already concluded that I'm no longer doing it for B2C. So for individuals, it's a no, but for corporate, it's a yes. The pros of cold calling is you control your numbers and the results. So you can actually do the math to say, when I call 60 companies, I know that 40 of those will answer the phone, and then of those 40, 15 of those will say that it's okay for me to make an appointment with the owner or the CEO or the head of sales, whatever. And then of those 15, I'm able to close 5 of the sales. So then I can reverse the math. If I want 10 sales, then I need to call on 120 companies, or whatever the math may be. So you have control. You can predict. And you can also, number 2, you can control the speed of your sales. You just need to work more hours and put in more time in doing calls, and just play the numbers game based on your percentage of past success. So you have a little bit more power in the action that you can take. And you can build amazing relationships, both with the gatekeepers, quote unquote, so the receptionists, the assistants, the secretaries that you get on the phone, and with the actual executives, like the management, the board, those people that you get to meet become great relationships. And I've seen referrals come from people that have said no on my offer but still sent me other clients. So that's a pro, because people get to feel your energy on a personal level, and that's an amazing relationship compared to someone who you found on LinkedIn or just saw an ad online. So that's a pro. The cons of doing cold calling is people don't have patience. It takes skill and confidence. Why? Number two, there is massive rejection. And it depends on the culture of where you live. People may be getting like bombarded with calls, and you are call number 200 on the day for them, and they might just hang up, or they might be very rude, or people are just sometimes not themselves when they're interrupted, and they can be very edgy and annoyed. So you will face a lot of rejection before you get the clients that you're aiming to get. And then another con, number three, is it takes time and volume. So when you're doing cold calling, you are playing the numbers game. So you're gonna be getting like, I wanna say like maybe 90 people telling you no for the 10 that are going to tell you yes, which is why I recommend using this strategy if your services are of a high enough price to make it worth it for the time and the rejection that it takes to get the client with cold calling, okay? So now that we've covered that, my next point is to tell you how I do B2B cold calling. So I don't do to consumer and individuals cold calling. If I want to get individual clients, then I prefer to use attraction marketing with my personal branding content on social media, or advertising, and sometimes a combination of those two strategies with PR. That's like, those are like the go-tos when I'm like in getting clients. Like I want to get clients right now. Number one, I'm selling my coaching program, and number two, I'm selling my done for you services. So all of these things that I'm telling you, I could do them for you in my company, right? So I'm an example of what I teach, which is when I want to attract an individual client, I create content that's appealing for them to raise their hands to say, send me more information or book a call with me, so that I can then have the conversation that pertains to getting them to work with me, or giving them access to my coaching program. Or sometimes it's not a client for me, but it becomes a friend or a relationship that can give me a referral, etc. For corporate, I email first. I always email first. If I don't have an email address, then I might call to reception just to get the email address of the executive or the owner or the decision maker, and then I email first. Now, this is a tactic, okay? I'm telling you exactly what I do. And somebody calling me? Okay. Sorry about that. I'm recording on my phone. So I'm telling you exactly what I do. It's a tactic because 90% of the time, I know that nobody is going to answer that email. Nobody's going to reply. 10% of the time, they do reply, and that's immediately a warmer contact, because if they reply, then there's a high level of interest, because most people don't even reply. But it gives me a stepping stone to then do my second interaction, which is I pick up the phone and then I do the cold call. So my email was kind of already like a introduction to make it a little less cold, because now I can say, hey, I'm following up on an email that I sent to this person. You may not have received it, or maybe you didn't get a chance to read it, but I was calling to see if you have X, Y, and Z going on, and if it is applicable for you, is it worth a conversation for us to talk about ways that I could possibly help your team to get X, Y, and Z? Like, there's a whole script that I have and that I also teach to my clients, but it requires like You need to know people's psychology and how they think so that you can formulate that introduction properly and keep people engaged and interested when you do this. So, two things might happen. They might say, "Oh, I didn't get the email. Let me go read it and then I'll let you know if I'm interested to even make an appointment." Or they can say, "It's not me that you need to talk to. You need to talk to someone else," and they just send you to another person that has no decision making power whatsoever. But it's about getting your foot in the door, so it doesn't matter. Or they could say, "I haven't seen the email, but now that I have you on the phone, let's just get the appointment out of the way because I don't want the homework of going to see the email and read your entire brochure." So those are my favorite because I get them on the phone. And as a matter of fact, I always say, well, if you haven't had a chance to read the email, that's okay. It was just the information that I'm talking to you about right now with some testimonials, but I don't want to give you that homework to go do that. Is it maybe more efficient if we just make a quick 20 minutes appointment in your calendar? And then if you have any questions, then we get those out of the way as well. So that's the way that I kind of bring myself into getting an appointment. My goal when I make that phone call is not to make a sale, it's to get my foot in the door. And that could be for me to go physically for an appointment or book a Zoom appointment for a conference call. Then I go to the appointment. I'm already prepared with the questions of what I need to know, because if it's business to business, I always assume that I'm gonna need at least two, or more appointments to actually make the sale. So the first appointment is most of the time about asking questions, getting the information that's relevant to make a proposal, and then I go and I make a proposal for them, and then I have another appointment where I give them like a presentation very nicely, and then I hand them a Word, like a booklet with a recap of what I presented and the offer on the last page, and they may sign in that second meeting, or that needs to be again discussed with accounting and whomever before I get a response. So sometimes the follow-up cycle starts after that. Some closers will tell you that they can do it better because they can get the signature right then and there. In my experience for corporate, there are so many decision makers and bookkeeping and accounting and budget decisions that need to be made, especially when you make big package offers like I do for like things like marketing and social media and personal branding in companies, that they don't necessarily have the decision maker with them when you do the presentation. So sometimes it takes more meetings, and you might have to handle objections that come up from another department that you didn't even expect. So I'm giving these examples for you to be aware that when you do cold calling, especially when it is business to business, which is the only way that I would recommend for this strategy right now, it's gonna take you 3 to 6 months to get a decision. So the amount needs to be worth the wait. The price that you charge needs to be worth the wait, but you also need to make a decision of where you are in your business. Can you afford to wait all that time for people to say yes? If you cannot afford, that means that you need to dig deep and find a budget somewhere, or for somebody to loan you a budget to do advertising on top of the cold calling so that you can speed up the process. But if you're starting from scratch, you're bootlegging it, you give corporate services, or you have like an agency and you have nothing to invest, then cold calling might be just like hustle yourself until you get those first 3 clients in the door, and then you leverage advertising. Oh, I have this in my notes for you as well. Make no mistake about it, you need to build your personal brand for this strategy to work as well. So there's no skipping your personal branding in any strategy for your sales, because When you send out that email or do the phone call, people will search you up and they will look at your social media, your websites. They will try to see how many people follow you. They will look at those cosmetics to find social proof. They will want to see examples of what you do. They will want to see like testimonials to get a feeling whether you are worth their time to accept the meeting or trustworthy enough to go further into the conversation. And having a personal brand builds that authority for you before you even enter the room, and it will influence your success rate in the number of sales that you can make. If you have a personal brand, you will struggle much more if you don't have that, and you have to now explain why you are the one, why you are trustworthy. While you can let your content and your social media and your website and your offline personal branding strategies that you do in person do the talking for you, so that when you are in front of people, they can already say, oh, I've heard about you. This business partner that we work with has told me about you, or I've seen you before, or I've seen an interview with you before. Like, those are all things that make your job much easier, and you will struggle if you don't have a personal brand with this and any other sales strategy. Okay, so let me tell you right now. So in conclusion, you have to know when to apply what strategy, and this is a part of your personal brand strategy and plan that you have for your business. And if no one knows you or speed is of essence, you may need to combine advertising and cold calling as well. I want to talk about what I'm doing right now for my business. And I was talking to my mentor and coach about this because I've done cold calling with success for a long time for my agency, but I started to feel now resistance to it, and I don't want to do it. And I was thinking to myself, like, why do I feel resistance to it if I know exactly what to say? I know I've invested thousands of dollars in sales trainings. I still do it for other clients and other people that I work with. So why don't I want to do it? And the reason is that, number one, I'm in a very creative flow right now, and I want my content and my ads to do the work for me because I feel that I can be more efficient with my time that way. And number two, I feel that I'm in a place after 10 years in my business that I've built enough of a name, enough relationships, enough experience, enough proof of my knowledge and concepts, and proof of my expertise, that I can let the work do the talking, so that I can ease up a little bit on having to cold call and be more efficient with my time. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually experimenting a lot and having great success with ads. And so much so that I'm an affiliate for the program that I joined to learn how to do Facebook ads better. So if you want to learn that with me and speed up your process, use my affiliate link that I will put below this video as well, and come learn ads with us. Like, skip, you know what I'm saying, like skip the time that it took me to build my business. You can actually speed up your results by having ads that get people to book a call with you, for example, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm having fun with the book a call funnel, and I'm doing more to increase my following with ads as well, and creating content like this for people to really feel my energy and hear about my knowledge, to raise their hands to talk to me. So it's a combination of things that I'm doing rather than spending 4 hours a day on the phone and like a long follow-up cycle with cold calling. But I've definitely done it with success, and I have the skill now. So if need be, if I decide that I want to pick up that strategy and add it in the mix because I have aggressive goals, then I know that I can do it. So it might be good, depending on where you are in your business, to do that, even if it's for a little bit, a couple of months, to add that skill to your personal development, right? And it's great for your personal brand as well. But that is where I am with my business. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. It was a little bit of a longer one. Let me know if you like these longer type of videos. In the next videos of this series, I will cover hiring setters and closers that do sales for you. Are you ready for it? When are you ready for it? And how does it help your personal brand? I will talk about selling through Facebook groups and how it helps your personal brand. And I'm not doing that strategy right now, so I'm going to talk about that as well. I'm going to talk about selling through events and live launches after you build your personal brand. And I'm also going to talk about daily enrollments compared to cohort date specific sales for those of you that have an online business. And I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of both that I've seen for myself, but also for clients. And I will cover for personal branding strategies that I'm doing and discovering when it comes to ads to speed up the income of your business. Okay, so subscribe, like, share, comment, do all the things. If you enjoyed this video, let me know when it comes to personal branding, becoming more visible, becoming a magnetic powerhouse that people just chase after, that has client attraction on a daily basis working for you. Like all of these things, and sales and advertising, like all of these are topics that I'm obsessed with. So if you found this video helpful, comment below any questions that you want me to answer, and I will create a video about it because I want to have more interaction as well going on. Check out the goodies in my description of this video below. There's free stuff that I have for you. There is my affiliate link to learn advertising the right way. And there's also the link to book a call with me if you want to know ways that I can support you in addition to my free video content. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.